St. Louis, it is finally happening, and I don't know how to react. A part of me wants to scream. A part of me is just like, we made it. But it is happening, and it's happening tomorrow. This is all coming up here on Locked On Blues.
You're Locked On Blues, your daily podcast on the St. Louis Blues. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And welcome back to Locked On Blues. I am your host, Haley Taylor Simon, and I could not believe my eyes. And I will tell you about this later in today's episode. But let me just tell you, I swear the St. Louis Blues listen to this podcast because everything that I say ends up happening. And I think it's absolutely incredible. Before we get into today's episode, I just want to show you my new setup. I teamed up on my own with a sweater company that makes hockey sweaters. So I got my own custom St. Louis Blues sweater that I designed, and I really like it. So that's my last name on the back. And then I have my St. Louis Blues book. So I'm working on the set. I added a hook into my wall to make it more aesthetically appealing. I just, had to get a little bit creative, had to make the whole set look nicer. So this is for regular season St. Louis Blues hockey. Another note is Locked On Blues. We are back 5 days a week. You might have noticed there's been 3 episodes per week. That's because it was off season. This is full swing again. So just prepare for episodes Monday through Friday here on Locked On Blues. So today's episode, I am going to talk about the Blues prospect showcase that took place this weekend. And then I will dive into training camp, dates, who will be in attendance. And then, of course, stay calm. It's happening. And this episode is going to be a little bit crazy. So as I always like to say, buckle up, grab a little bit of a snack, and let's talk some St. Louis Blues hockey. This is my favorite time of the year. I obviously love the Blues, right? But I think that there's just something so special about hockey. I believe it's 24 days until home opener or season opener or something like that. So it's coming closer than expected. Okay. So the Blues did beat the Wild on Friday, 5-1. The prospects did. And let me tell you, when you are playing Chicago prospects and one of them is named Connor Bedard, there's a really good chance that your team might struggle. And the Blues did is they fell to the Blackhawks 5-0 on Saturday. This prospect camp, this showcase, everything that these prospects have been to have shown me that these are good guys that can develop correctly. What I would like to say about that Blackhawks game is it was very dominant by the Blackhawks due to Bedard. He did have a hat trick. Obviously, that's something that's concerning, but then I have to take in consideration this is the best prospect, and I hate coming up with excuses on this one. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed. I hate getting I hate getting shut out. That sucks. To be beat like that. But then they were so dominant against the Wild. And the Wild, they don't have anybody that was so amazing. So it's hard to judge how these Blues prospects are because you're putting them against the team that doesn't have the best prospects. And then you're putting them against the team that has the best prospect. But I took some notes down. And let's go see. Okay, so goaltender Zadim Zarenko, he did have a great game against the Wild, obviously, only letting in 1 goal. So that did impress me. But then in the game against the Wild, and that's what I'm mostly talking about, Zach Dean, and everybody knows I do like Zach Dean. I think that he is a phenomenal player. He did get a goal. And I don't know. It's hard to compare, that Wild game to the Blackhawks game. It was just such a 360, I want to say, but Zach Dean impressed me. So that is a prospect I talked to you a lot about on Locked On Blues. And even before I began doing this podcast, I would talk about him, and I think that he is just a great player and a great young prospect. So the thing I want to say, though, is do not take the Blues getting shut out to the Blackhawks as the most negative, worst thing. Connor Bedard, obviously his development is insane, and he's a unique, different type of player. It's kind of like, and I'm not comparing Bedard to a Sidney Crosby of the Penguins. I'm not comparing him to our former captain, Wayne Gretzky. But when you have somebody that is such a standout, it's going to be like McDavid, Connor McDavid. When you have such a standout, it is really hard to compete with that. He will be playing with the Chicago Blackhawks opening night. So it's one of those things where don't freak out. Don't, oh my God, the Blues are going to suck. No, because you have to look at that Minnesota game and you can see that these prospects are playing nicely together. And the whole thing about prospect showcases, it's really not about the score. And I hate to be that person, but it's not. It's about getting these guys on the ice, putting them against another team, putting them in a competitive nature as if it is a real game. I mean, it is a real game, but you get what I'm saying. And see how they do. See how their lines look. And I think when you take the Blues prospects, the Blues rookies, I should say, I can't call them prospects. They're called rookies officially. I'm not good at that. I always call the young guys prospects, and then I'm like, wait, they're rookies, but they're also prospects. It's, you put them in that situation, you see how they adapt. And a guy like Zach Dean, honestly, he's the kind of guy that I would say, okay, put him on the regular season roster. Like, he, to me, really stood out. Obviously, Benner will be the Blues goalie, so I don't really see much happening. But it's not a bad thing to have young guys in the AHL that could come up if you need them to. And that's the other thing, is that injuries happen. Obviously, Torrey Krug, Blues defenseman, injured with his foot. But injuries do happen. And you never know where you're going to have to go down to your AHL team and say, hey, we need to recall this guy. And I think that's why it's so important to remember that even though if some of these kids do not make the roster for the Blues and they end up playing in the AHL, that's a development league. The AHL is still competitive. It is still a good thing to have a strong AHL team because that means if you need to recall anybody, you have solid options. And at first, when I was planning on today's episode, obviously, I knew that there was going to be some backlash on how poorly the Blues did against the Blackhawks. But I kind of expected that, It's a very interesting topic when you have to be rational about a showcase. This doesn't count towards anything. It shows the Blues a little bit of what Connor Bedard is going to do. So then I'm thinking, okay, strategy. That's just my mindset. But again, the Blues, they played phenomenal on Friday night against the Wild, and I was very proud of them. They looked good. And the Blackhawks, everybody knew this was going to happen. This kid's going to come in and shake things up a little bit in the league. But again, he's playing against these rookies. He's not playing against, a Shen. He's not playing against a Folk or, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not playing against a Thomas. Like, he's playing against these rookies. And I'm not demeaning the rookies. I love that. But it's not the same as playing a regular season game. It was nice, though, to watch some Blues hockey again. I'll tell you that. It felt really nice. And I like how they did it live on YouTube as well. I thought that was easy, and I didn't have to go through much to be able to watch it. So we need to normalize that a little bit more. Okay. Everyone should be empowered to care for themselves and their loved ones during the unexpected. That's why Jase Medical offers the Jase case. The Jase case provides 5 life-saving antibiotics for emergency use and gives you a peace of mind so that you're not just hoping that you'll have the access to medication in an emergency. Jase Medical makes sure you have the medication in hand. Jase Medical is simple. They handle everything from an online evaluation to a licensed pharmacy, medication delivery, and ongoing it was a constellation and care. Don't get caught up and unprepared. Save more than $360 by getting this life-saving antibiotics with Jase Medical, plus an additional $20 off by using code LOCKEDON at checkout on jasemedical.com. That's JASE medical.com, promo code LOCKEDON. I really almost said something. Oh, look, it's co-host. I told you, whenever I talk about the Blues, she wants to join because she knows that training camp is coming up this Thursday. Well, look at that transition. Oh, okay, Hale. Okay. Training camp is coming up. And what does that mean for your St. Louis Blues? Well, I can tell you this. It means that the season is about to begin. So what's going on? What are the dates? What's the significance? Let me tell you. So September 21st at 9:30 a.m. Group A, NHL rink, and Group B, USA rink, and then 11:30 a.m. Group C, NHL rink. And I will go over all the groups and stuff later, but just kind of the gist. And then September 22nd, same thing, 9:30. But then the scrimmage will be at 10:50, and then another session at 11:35 for Group A. So September 23rd, 9:30 a.m. non-playing group. 10:30 a.m. traveling game group. September 24th, 10 a.m. Group C. Group A. 11:20 scrimmage. 12:05. That's a weird time. Group B. Okay. So, Hale, what is going on? So, I'll tell you the roster. And I believe the Blues are giving just very few guys PTOs, which is the professional tryouts. But this is going to be the fun part where I'm telling you the names and the rosters. Okay. Obviously, Braden Shen, Kevin Hayes, Alexei Torchenko, Jacob Vanra, Robert Thomas. Who is that? No, I'm joking. Braden said Nick Ritchie is getting a professional tryout. Jordan Kyrou, Nathan Walker, Mackenzie McUrchin, Isaac Ratcliffe, professional tryout. They got him when they acquired Kevin Hayes from the Flyers, by the way. Keen Rushkrunk, Will Bitton, Zach Dean. I hope Zach Dean makes the roster. Matthew Pekka, Hugh McGing, Matisse Lafrere, Nikitia Alex Drov, Jake Neighbor. Who is Jake Neighbors? No, I'm joking. I hope you know I'm being sarcastic. Obviously, I know Jake Neighbors, right, Stella? Stella's like, yeah, she knows Jake Neighbors. Oscar Sundquist, Drew Callen, Andre Heim, Zachary Bolduc, Tanner Dixon, Sammy Blais. Well, it's actually Sammy Blais. I just like to have fun with it. Samuel Bidden, Mitch Horschner, Adam Gute, Pavel Bushkinish, and then Mikhail Abrov. Defenseman, not as many, obviously. Nick Leddy. Who is Nick Leddy? No, I'm joking. No, I find it so funny because, I'm like, obviously these guys are going to make it, but it's screening camp, so they're going to be on the roster. Marco Scandetta, Wyatt Kulik, Robert Bertuzzo. Okay. Cal Ross, Torrey Krug, Scott. Okay, and Torrey Krug, okay. He's on here because he's basically on the team. He's just injured. So yeah, don't he's still getting evaluated October 1st. Don't read too much into this. I'm sure he will still be there, just not on the ice. Okay. I had to put that out there because I know somebody was going to be like, oh, is he coming back? No, he's still being evaluated on October 1st. So you can't rush, the injury stuff. Okay, where did I leave off? Scott Pervernich, Matthew Kessel, Colton Podorocco, Austin Osmonsky, Michael Bushkiner, Joseph Duskock, Justin Folk, Tyler Tucker, Leah Woof, I love his name, Jeremy Baduka, Hunter Skinner, Marc-Andre Gaudet, and then Quentin Burns and Matt Mage. Goaltenders. I wonder who the starting goaltender will be. But on the roster, and this is a guy to talk about that had a phenomenal game against the Wild. It is Vadim Zarenko, Joel Hoffer, Will Clanley, Malcolm Subban, Colton Ellis, Jordan Binghamton. Who's that? No. Who is that? Is he significant to the Blues? No, obviously we all know Benner, but I know that was and I hate doing that. It's kind of like wins and losses, but I just wanted to let you know who would be at training camp, because after this prospect game, I know there was probably a couple of you who were like, okay, who's now coming to training camp? That is the list. What do you think, Stella? My co-host, aka my cat, she looks very amused, and she thinks that Jordan Binghamton will be the starting goalie. So I'm being sarcastic, by the way. If you were on YouTube, you can see me right now. I'm just being in a silly, goofy mood. I am so excited for Thursday and just to see the Blues back on the ice wearing the Blue Notes A. It's going to be a beauty. But overall, this is a good roster. And I am excited to see what's going to be happening with the Blues. And I've said this all on this offseason. I am itching for hockey. And it's the fact that these prospects did impress me on Friday, not Saturday, but Friday they did impress me. So I'm excited to see what these young, and I can't call them prospects, rookies, what these young rookies will do. But other than that, I mean, it's this week. And then preseason is next week. And it is happening. But something else big is happening. And before I talk to you about that, oh, Haley, another transition. You already know it. Okay. Snap into this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get into the action. The app, it's easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. You know that meme from The Office? Everybody stay calm, it's happening. That is me right now. I was preparing for today's episode. And as I'm preparing, I'm doing my little research. I'm watching some highlights again from the showcase. I get a tweet. I'm going to read you this tweet actually so you can understand my enthusiasm, because I actually screamed. And on the Locked On Blues account, I actually did put, I'm screaming. Okay. I'm just chilling, and then ding as I send notification. The St. Louis Blues will name its 24th captain in franchise history during a press conference on Tuesday, September 19th at 11:30 a.m. at Enterprise Center. I just screamed, my bad, but President of Hockey Operations and General Manager Doug Armstrong and head coach Craig Berube and members of the Blues' leadership will be in attendance for this announcement. Fans can watch the conference live on YouTube or the Blues app or stlouisblues.com beginning at 11:30 a.m. It's happening. It will be Braden Shen. Okay. So I get that tweet, right? And then I get another tweet and it says, watch the reveal of the 24th captain in St. Louis Blues history. And I said, Shen. And like a lot of people think it's me, Robert Thomas, to be honest, but there was only like 4 responses. I said it. I said, if they don't name a captain within the next 2 weeks, they're not going to name one at all. And I said that they were going to name it before the season began. I said that here on Locked On Blues last week. And guess what? I said before training camp they would name a captain. And guess what? It is happening. I predicted this. I have to tell you, at the end of the day, this doesn't really impact my life in a significant way. It's not going to make or break me. It's not going to make me like cry or be upset. But this was a huge topic of the summer, was who will be the St. Louis Blues' captain. And I feel like I'm uber invested in this. And we've had on this podcast, Locked On Blues, such great discussions of, who it should be, why it should be this person, why it should be that person, and why having a captain is so significant. And I feel like I'm a little sad. Like I'm excited, but I'm a little sad because I'm like, this conversation will now come to an end. But I decided I will do a live reaction of the captain announcement. So what I will do is I'm going to have it up on my, I don't know if I'm going to do my phone or my computer. I might do the reaction like on my computer just so that way I can like listen on my phone. Yeah, I'll do that because like I don't want to hold my phone like a selfie mode. Okay, who's going to be the captain? I'll do that. Allergies suck, by the way. I'll do that. I'll do my live reaction, and then I will do tomorrow's episode will obviously entail about the captain of the St. Louis Blues. So I'm excited. Who will be wearing the C? My final prediction will be Braden Shen. I know. I love Justin Folk. I think it's between Shen and Thomas. Who do you think, Stella? She disagrees with me. So, yeah, let me know in the comments who you think the next captain of the St. Louis Blues will be. I cannot believe that this is happening. Also, if you want to see all St. Louis Blues stuff, make sure you follow at Locked On Blues or my Twitter at Haley T. Simon. It is happening. They could have given me like a more of a 24-hour heads up because like I saw that and just was freaking out. All right, I will talk to you all tomorrow. And the next video will be me reacting to the newest captain. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. And how I end every single episode. Let's go Blues.